Hello, my name is Melissa Daniels and I have strabismus. Strabismus is when your eyes aren't pointing in the same direction, and this can create all sorts of issues in your life. Right now we are doing a series where I am just answering your questions, and today's question comes from a dad named Harry. He wrote, "My 11-year-old child is having problems with crossed eyes due to the use of a smartphone. Do you have any solutions to this?" So we're going to talk a little bit about screen time, overconvergence, and some solutions and things you can do with kids, because it's a huge problem right now. Before we jump into that, know that you can go over to learn.strabismussolutions.com to get a lot of different resources that I have to offer. You can sign up for a Zoom call, you can get one of the courses, or you can take the free quiz, figure out which of the resources is going to be best for you. Okay, so now for our question. Harry is wondering about what to do with this child whose eyes are starting to cross because they are using their smartphone too frequently. Now, there's so many different intricate parts of this, and we don't know if it's like a full-on esotropia, if it's just an overconvergence, esophoria situation. Like, there's a lot of different ways that screens can affect people. So I'm just going to kind of stick to the general idea. When you are on a screen all the time, especially if you're holding it close to your face, your eyes have to converge to look at that screen. And so your eyes are just kind of sitting in, right? Our eyes are not always straight. At different distances, our eyes are going to be looking different. So if I'm looking in the distance, my eyes actually go a little bit out. And as I look near, my eyes go a little bit in. And so there's this fluctuation in where the eyes are pointing. Well, if you are at a computer or on a phone for 8-10 hours a day, your eyes are sitting in this position a lot longer than they were designed to. We were designed, and for hundreds and thousands of years, humans needed to see far away. That's how our visual system was designed. It's not efficient for us to be looking close all the time. But in the world we live in, a lot of us are required to look close. So this is creating a big problem with what our brains were designed to do and what we need them to do, right? And so with all this extra time and all this extra converging, sometimes releasing that and looking far in the distance can be really difficult. Now, if you already have strabismus, this is just exacerbating the problem, right? There are some people who have some control, but not at all distances, or maybe like when they're really tired, it gets worse. For an 11-year-old kid or any person, but we'll just stick with the fact that this is a child, you want to take care of two things. You said, do I have any solutions? Yes, I have a lot of ideas for you. Okay, first we have to stop the root cause. What's causing that overconvergence? And we have to change some habits. And two, we need to heal what's broken, right? So if your vision is stuck here because of so much time at near and you can't release, we've got to actually like heal that. And so let's talk about the first step. Stop the root cause. The root cause is too much screen time. So you've got to figure out how to get rid of some of that screen time. Now, I have children, and I actually have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old and a 6-year-old, okay? They all love screens. Kids are obsessed with screens. It's really easy to just give them a screen and then you can get anything done, and it's so amazing. But it is really, really bad for their vision. And so you've got to set limits. If they have their own phone, you set screen time limits, and they're going to be so mad. And it's okay. It's for their vision, right? My 16-year-old gets, I think, an hour and a half of screen time on his phone per day. And I still feel like it's a ton. But after that, his phone just kind of shuts off, right? You can do that. There's tons of different apps. I use one called Aura, A-U-R-A. There's so many different options. If you have an Apple, then you can just do it right in the settings. Most phones have the parental settings. I would just say make it so that they have very limited. Don't have any games on the phone. Don't allow any movie watching. No Netflix or Amazon. All of those different movie watching apps, don't put any of those on the phone. If they want to watch a movie, it has to be on a TV across the room, right? I'm not saying that they can't ever watch a movie, but just never on the phone, because sitting like this for an hour and a half is just like wrecking the visual system. So I'm not saying that they never get to have a screen again, but make some big changes. I think moving movies and watching TV to a larger screen makes a huge difference. And then significantly decreasing the amount of games that can be played on a phone. Even playing a video game on a TV is better than playing it on the phone. Now, obviously, it's better to not do either one, but we're dealing with kids, so there's got to be some compromise. And one thing is that when you take away all that screen time, you've got to have something to replace it with. So replace it with some positive vision activities like being outside, riding a bike, painting a picture where you're looking off in the distance. If you need more ideas on how to reduce screen time, I just read the greatest book. It's called The Anxious Generation, and it is so fantastic. It talks about the negative impact of too much screen time on kids, and it actually doesn't mention anything about vision, which I thought was ironic. I'm like, that is like a huge problem. It's like an epidemic of visual problems that are coming from looking at screens too long. But there's a host of other things, and he has tons of suggestions and ideas for reducing screen time for kids. And it's for different reasons, but it's still the same benefit. So more ideas in that book. Once you eliminate that root cause and you get your child in an environment where they're not spending so much time on a screen, then you need to make sure that their visual system can go back and forth between near and far, because after an extended amount of time at near and you're saying that their eyes are crossing, I'm assuming that we've got some sort of a convergence problem going on. And so you've got to heal that and get their visual system back to working properly so that they know how to use their visual system efficiently. Depending on the severity, you've got a few different options. If they have a severely crossed eye, I would definitely look into vision therapy. You can go to strabismussolutions.com/findvt, and I will put a link in the description for that as well. There you can just submit your name and your location, and I will send you personalized recommendations for a vision therapy office. So definitely doing like the full evaluation with a vision therapy office is going to make a really big difference. They're going to really find out what's going on with the vision. Why are those eyes crossing in? What level are we at? What do you need to be able to use your visual system effectively, right? So that's going to be really, really beneficial. Another option, if it's a more minor case where their eyes are still aligned, but they're just like maybe getting a lot of headaches, or they maybe are getting a little bit of double vision here and there, and just it's like that eye strain from looking near all the time. So this is definitely like a more minor, maybe not necessarily what we would call an esotropia, where you've got like a really visible eye turn, but more aphoria, where there's just kind of a tendency going on there. There's a really great program called ScreenFit that is literally designed for this exact situation. It's basically a vision therapy program on the computer. It's completely directed by a developmental optometrist who does vision therapy. He does all the videos, and I think it's a 2-month, maybe it's a 1-month program. I'll put the link in the description. I wish I had the exact details about it, but he goes through a bunch of basic eye exercises that are going to help get that visual system working. Again, this is not designed for somebody with like a severe strabismus. It could still help like foundationally, just getting the visual system working well. But if this is just a screen time deal where you spent too much time on the screen and that your vision's kind of suffering and you're feeling a lot of eye strain, this program is the perfect option. They just completely revamped it. All new videos, some new exercises, new printouts, different things that are going to make it even more effective than it was before. So definitely check that out. I think that might be a really good like summer option, right? Get rid of the Chromebook. The kid's not on the Chromebook during school anymore. Get rid of that phone, send them outside to play, do some eye exercises with this program, and you might be able to do a reset on that visual system. And again, if it's a more severe case, you probably need to go into a vision therapy office. That is all I have for you today on Harry's question about smartphone usage and overconvergence of the eyes. If you have a question that you would like me to address, please submit it below in the comments. I want to have just a comprehensive collection of questions and answers for people all along the lines of strabismus and vision therapy and the questions that you have, because I know that is where these videos can be super beneficial, is knowing how to actually apply these things in your own life. So please submit your questions, and I can't wait to continue to address those. And we will see you in the next video.